You feel depressed, you play video games all day, you scroll on social media, smoke weed, and yet you do nothing about it. Nowadays, depression is very common, which is crazy because we live in a society in the modern world in which life is easier than it's ever been. People use depression as an excuse to being fat, ugly losers. It's like a shield. They use this as a shield so that way they don't get judged for being ugly losers who just are lazy and they don't want to put in the work. People literally think that they're depressed, and the depression is literally a disease they literally just catch in the air. And it's incurable. This is absolutely crazy. Because the thing is that, like I said, it makes absolutely no sense that depression is more common today than 100 years ago, when life was a million times harder. Because depression is a chemical imbalance in the brain, which, to be honest, is literally just a fancy way of saying that your life is shit. Because that's what depression is. Depression is your brain literally telling you that you need to change. Your life needs to change. It is shit. We need to change. We can't continue just scrolling on social media, eating junk food, playing video games, having no purpose in our life. That is your brain literally telling you that. And specifically, something that Andrew Tate said, which is very true. And what he said was that if you do not believe in depression, it cannot catch up to you. And this is very true. And yes, it might sound super crazy, but depression truly does not exist. Depression is a choice. The feeling of depression, which is something very different. Yes, that is true. A lot of people get feelings of depression. I used to have these feelings of depression as well. But this is not depression. Real depression, something that you catch whenever, let's say, maybe you're someone that's very loving to you, that have a strong feeling of love. Maybe they pass away, or something catastrophic happens in your life. That is real depression, and even then, it is still your choice if you want to get out of it or not. But nowadays, depression is simply caused by people themselves. People bring depression to themselves. They put themselves in a position in which they are vulnerable to catch it. Because, and I don't even know why I'm saying catch, because it's not something that you catch. It's something that you bring to yourself. Just like diabetes. Yeah, diabetes is a clinical condition. It's a disease. It's not really a disease. Diabetes is about to yourself. If you're 20 or 30 years old and you have diabetes, I know damn well for a fact it's not because of age. And it's not because you caught it off in the air. The same thing with depression. Your life is shit and you're not changing it yourself. It is your choice if you want to stay like this or not. If your girlfriend broke up with you and you feel all depressed, oh my god, I'm depressed, my girlfriend broke up with me. It is your choice if you want to stay a little boy and use this as an excuse to be all weak and lazy. Or if you want to use this as fuel, as motivation to become better. It's all about your perspective and how you see yourself. But that is a choice. And this is true. People are not clinically depressed. And even if they are, because it is simply not black and white. Because even if clinical depression is a thing, even if someone does bring depression to themselves and they are classified as clinically depressed, I'm sure that most cases of depression nowadays, it is simply because these people cause it to themselves and they don't do anything about it. They don't make a choice to become better, to put in the work, to improve themselves, improve their quality of life. And they use this as a shield to not be judged, to become better, to not be judged for being fat losers who don't want to become better. Don't use this as an excuse. Don't become this person. Because this is the reason why you're all depressed. You're not fucking depressed. Don't use this as an excuse. Even people in third world countries who actually have clinical depression because they actually got dealt a bad hand. Even them, they're still fighting and they still fight it and they still get cured from it. Even though it's not a cure, it's not an antidote, it's not something you catch from the air. It is simply you in your head. Even if it is a chemical imbalance, even if someone does have a shit life because of their choices, and then they have this chemical imbalance, it is because of them. They brought this chemical imbalance to themselves and they didn't do anything about it. Don't confuse this, and don't use this as an excuse. And I'm speaking to you, a man that is tired of victimizing himself and saying that he's depressed because his life is shit, even though your life is shit. Is the reason that your life is shit is because your past self, your past choices that you've made brought you to where you are today. So don't use this as an excuse. Because depression truly isn't real. Yes, it obviously, like the statement obviously doesn't make sense if you take it literally. But the way that it works is that, yes, it might sound crazy when AJ says this, or if I say it like that. However, if you truly don't believe in depression, don't you think this will lead you eventually to becoming better? Because if you don't believe in it, you'll continuously work harder, and you continuously have a better life. You'll continuously be more grateful for things, and depression literally won't catch up to you. Whenever you're constantly having goals and you have a purpose in life, and you get up and you put in the work even when you don't feel like it, it's like the devil can't catch up to you. Because the reason why so many people are in this position, it is because of their choices. Because they only focus on instant gratification. They only focus on the present moment. And they don't worry about their future self. Their self tomorrow, their self 1 year from now, their self 5 years from now. So instead they just focus on instant gratification. They just eat whatever. They'll watch whatever. They'll overstimulate themselves. They'll just watch YouTube, waste all of their time without realizing that they're giving their future selves a worse life. Think about this. And put in the work for your future self.